You ready for some old man's comedy? You know, these kids get up here and they talk about sex, drugs, and rock and roll. What have I got at my age? All I got's lust in my heart, no-dos, laxatives, and Viagra. I'm recently retired. I'm writing my autobiography. I got a lot of time. I'm trying to think of a title. I come up with My Life as an Asshole. My wife's threatening to write hers, you know, her life with an asshole. And my ex-wife's hard at work on a book called How to Get Rid of Your Asshole. I went on the Atkins diet a few years ago and I lost about 50 or 60 pounds. I felt pretty good about myself, and I got up one morning and I looked in the mirror and I said, I feel pretty. Oh, God, I look shitty. I got all this skin hanging down. I can turn over in bed at night and 3 seconds later my skin catches up with it. My second wife said, congratulations, Gary, you finally succeeded in making your own flesh crawl. You know, the trouble with losing that much weight at my age is everybody thinks you got cancer. It's like, dead man walking, dead man walking. Have you seen him lately? He's so thin, he's so pale, he looks terrible. He looks like he's got 20 minutes to live. I wonder what he's going to do with that 20 minutes, masturbate. Hey, I'm not going to go change him now. Thank you. When I was a kid in school, I lettered in masturbation. I was the captain of the men's intramural masturbation team. I'll tell you what, I was the only guy on the team that could change hands without losing a stroke. It's true. The record still stands. Let's go back to Rock Falls, Illinois. I got a plaque, that's right. Anyway, talking about masturbation, whatever happened to, you know, having a date and at least getting a hand job? You know, you get a date and, you know, you pick her up, you go out, go to a movie or have dinner, go home and lean back and relax and enjoy it. Think about the fucking Super Bowl. Take your mind off it, you know. Now it's all or nothing. You know, you gotta psychoanalyze each other. Are we gonna do it? Are we gonna not do it? You know, is she ready? Is she not ready? Did I satisfy her? Did I not satisfy her? Is she gonna blow my freaking brains out? Or worse, is she gonna run out there again and put that damn bumper sticker on the back of my car? You know the one? Premature ejaculator at the wheel? Yeah. Hello, people are following me around. Hi, Gary. Hi, Gary. How are you? Nice to see you. Another great Saturday night, huh? I don't know. And parking. You know, I've never been able to get used to having sex in the house. When I was young, we went out and parked. You know, you got your date, and afterwards you went out and found a lonely country road or a cemetery. You ever do it in a cemetery? So I remember, she was on top of me, I was on top of the grave. Who the hell was under me? about your unknown sandwich job. Pretty soon at my age, you know, they're going to plant me in that cemetery, and I'm going to be on the bottom of somebody else's sandwich job. And then it's going to be the sandwich job from hell. Anyway, to make a long story short, to this day, I can't drive past a cemetery without getting a heart attack. I get a map, I try and find all the cemeteries. But I wanted to say a few words about my first marriage. When my ex-wife and I got married, we stood in front of the preacher and we promised to love each other until the end of time. And 6 months later, we were praying for the fucking end of time. And I don't know what her excuse was. She was sober that day. We took our problems to the marriage counselor. We came out one night and she says, "Guess what, Gary? The doctor says you got a split personality." I says, "Guess what, honey? The doctor says you ain't got no fucking personality." And she didn't. My kids said, "Dad, if you and Mom hated each other so much, how did we come along?" I said, "Look, a couple of times late at night, before going to bed, while we were frisking each other for weapons, we accidentally got turned on." I'll tell you one thing. When you went to bed with that woman, you slept with one eye open and your legs crossed. If you didn't, you were liable to end up like that guy, what was his name? Bobbitt? John Wayne Bobbitt. He woke up one morning and she cut his dick off. Not only did she cut it off, she drove down the street and threw it out the freaking window. They call the cops, and the cops come, and they go out and find it. How in the hell did they find it? You know, was it like they were driving along, one of them says, "Say, Fred, what's that over there on the side of the hill?" On the side of the hill, blocking out the fucking sun. Oh yeah, that must be John Wayne Bobbitt's dick. If that was me, it would be a futile search for a needle in a haystack. Say, did any of you hear about or happen to see that play that came out a few years ago? The Vagina Monologues? Talking pussies. What are they going to think of next? Now, we all know if vaginas could talk, what's the first thing they would say? "Hey, get back here, you asshole, you're not done yet." I hear it every Saturday night. Sunday morning, I hear it again. "When are you coming back?" Monday. The other night, about 3 in the morning, my wife woke up and she says, "Gary, what are you doing down there?" I says, "Honey, I'm just trying to start a conversation." But I don't think yours speaks English. you think I should get an interpreter? She says, ah, fuck, just call one of the guys from work. You guys are great. This summer, one Saturday afternoon, it was raining and I was upstairs going through some personal papers and I found some copies of my old arrest warrants. You know, it was really neat, kind of my own personal rap sheet. You know, I had the usual assortment of restraining orders, disorderly conducts, drug arrests. Boy, we had some good shit back then. Oh, here's one. Indecent exposure. You know how I beat that fucking rap? Lack of evidence. No jury would convict. Here's another one. Suspicion of driving under the influence. Cop pulls me over. You've been drinking, buddy. Now blow into this machine. I said, I'll have you know, officer, I do not do blowjobs. He says, you can't tell me that. I says, look, buddy, if every fucking woman I ever dated can tell me that, then I'm sure I know what I'm doing. Come on, we're all square in the living room. When I was young, and I woke up in the morning, the only part on my body that hurt was my dick. Now at my age, when I wake up in the morning, the only part on my body that doesn't. It's the truth. I'm up here telling these with my usual arthritic abandon. And when I was young, foreplay would take, you know, like 10, 15 minutes. I was in. Now it seems like it takes hours and hours. And at the end of it, my wife's either passed out or asleep, and I'm having a fucking heart attack. But now I've got the solution. Now I got the answer. I just pour a great big glass of red wine, put a Kenny G tape in, and sit back and relax and wait for her eyes to glaze over. Thank God for Kenny G spot. Anyway, I think I finally found the answer to this midlife crisis. You gotta reinvent yourself. You gotta get up every morning and look in that mirror and find a way to fall in love with yourself all over again. Which is a little hard for me to do every morning, you know, being an asshole. My second wife's here tonight. She's sitting back there. Are you strapped to the bar? No, she's in here. Right back. She's beautiful. And she's a wonderful woman. Wonderful, my second wife. I just hope that the next one's half as nice. Say, honey, and she introduces me always as her first husband. Now there's a real secure feeling. Like, you know, who's next? Anyway, honey, listen, it's Saturday night. My time's up. I've gone over. Say, Saturday night. Why don't we have a couple drinks, watch the rest of the show, and go home? Now, help me out, honey. I can't remember. It's Saturday night. I know I got a promise. It's Saturday night, pity fuck night, or hate fuck night. You know, I hope it's hate fuck night because she stays awake. Anyway, thanks a lot.